People. Community.
Impact.
It's Real Talk.
It's time for Real Talk on Forge 103.9, a new sound.
Forge 103.9, a new sound. Welcome back to Real Talk. It's your host, Mr. Matt Munoz. I am joined by a longtime friend, longtime, very valued community member. I'm excited to have her in the studio. Please welcome Belinda Lopez Rickett, the founder of the Bakersfield Burrito Project. I'm clapping for you. That's all we need right now.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
It's great to see you. Thank you for coming to the show and being my guest. You know, I've known you for a long time. During my years at the Bakersfield Californian, and we started learning about the Bakersfield Burrito Project. I mean, you are an established name as far as an organization that has a lot of heart, is out there community helping our homeless, keeping them nourished. I mean, there's a big story here, so we want to cover a lot of ground. But the first thing I want to do is, because I've known you from the Bakersfield Burrito Project, but I know very little about your own personal history. And when I bring guests in here to Real Talk, I want our listeners to get to know, kind of like a well-rounded discussion of who I'm talking to. So Belinda Lopez, because this was before you were married, before you were Rickett, you were Belinda Lopez, right?
That's correct.
Okay. What are your Bakersfield beginnings? You from here?
I am from Bakersfield. I was born in Kern General Hospital way back when it was still Kern General Hospital.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So born on the east side.
The best side.
The best side, yes. Raised in Bakersfield until we moved to Lamont for a while. Once my dad found employment back in Bakersfield, we moved back to the east side. And there.
What did your folks do?
My dad, he did various jobs. He was either a truck driver, cab driver. He worked in the fields. I believe he even got to meet Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta at one point when him and my mom were both working in the fields. Mm-hmm. So we do have a lot of, history with Kern County.
Real blue collar family.
Yes, my
Wow.
dad has always worked hard, and I've never known him to not have a job until, he decided to branch out on his own and start his own sewer and drain company. So he was known as Ernie Sewer and Drain, and he fixed what your sweetheart couldn't. So that was his tagline.
I love it. Are they still around?
My mom is still around. My dad passed away. Sadly, he passed away on my birthday a couple of years ago. So he's no longer with us, but his work ethic is still with me.
And I know, he definitely instilled a lot of that work ethic in you. So you're Kern County born and raised, Lamont, right here in the heart of agriculture. You've seen it all. Do you have other siblings, or is it just you?
I have other siblings. I have my older sister and my younger sister. So
where are you at on the totem pole?
I am the middle child.
Yes.
So I'm the one that struggles for attention.
Oh, but you have the drive. That's the thing.
Do.
It's because you got the drive.
Yeah. I went to Voorhees Elementary School, then went to Sierra, and then I graduated from Foothill High School, and then later on went to Bakersfield College.
True East Sider.
East Sider,
wow.
Yeah. So been BC off and on for many years until I finally graduated in 2018.
Congratulations, a fellow BC alum right here.
Yeah. So I graduated 2 degrees with business administration and also studio art.
Wow.
So I'm an artist. I found out I was a better artist than I was a business person.
Well, these days you have to have both. So that's good you went to school, because then you can find out about them. You have to be a self-marketer. Yeah, that's another way I've known you, is that through your art.
Yeah.
If we were to kind of take a time machine back into when my arrival at the Bakersfield, California, like my entry into as a career journalist, I've learned a lot more about you. Yeah. That's your background right here. Born and raised here in Kern County. Back then, were you involved in community organizations? Or did you feel that calling to do that in a young age?
Well, in high school, we did do parts of like community activism, my friends and I, because we were like little social outcasts. So we didn't quite fit in. So we always did our own thing, advocating for LGBTQ rights and things like that. So, we did our best, as little as we could in our little circle. But once, we grew up and we learned that there was more to do in the community. So we helped out more as things went on. And eventually, when I became a single mom, I wanted to give back to the community, and then I started helping a small organization called Food Not Bombs. So
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. As I said, Food Not Bombs has to come into this.
Yes.
Tell me all about that.
Yeah, so I my friend and I, Melissa Jensen, rest in peace, her and I became part of Food Not Bombs, And they were doing some renovation at the park, so we had to move to a different park.
But tell us what Food Not Bombs is for the people out there listening.
Food Not Bombs is a small group, grassroots organization. Actually, it's national, but they try and keep it grassroots. And it's a vegetarian, vegan option to feeding people because they believe that giving food instead of putting money into bombs would benefit our community more than, war.
Yeah, no, it's right there in the title.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the origins of the Bakersfield Burrito Project, because you talked about Food Not Bombs. What is the Bakersfield Burrito Project? Is it a national organization or is it kind of an individual community movement?
It started out in LA by a man named Alan Pilon. I'm getting his name wrong, but his name is Alan. We just call him Alan. And Alan started out with a messenger bag full of burritos and a bottles of water, and handed them out on Skid Row. I found that out through MySpace, of all places. And I was like,
MySpace.
Yeah, he was like, if anybody wants to start a chapter, feel free, blah, blah, blah. So I reached out to Alan and I said, hey, I'd like to start Bakersfield's Burrito Project. And he says, yeah, go for it. He says, but we do have some stipulations. The burritos are vegetarian, that nobody gets paid for what they do. And, you help anybody who's hungry. So we did that, because his tagline was Mama Said Share.
Yeah.
So, and I love that because my mama said share too. So.
Yeah. He was like, check off the list. Okay, let's do this. It was you and who?
And Robert Singleton.
Robert Singleton?
Yeah. And we started in 2009. And shortly afterwards, I believe in 2010, he left the group.
Okay.
That's when Jason Rickett stepped in to try and help us out, not only getting the word out about what we do and helping us fundraise, but he also started the paperwork out so we could become a legitimate nonprofit in 2013.
Jason Rickett, who started out as just a friend helping you out, and sadly we lost him. Let's talk about Jason. How'd you guys meet?
I think he was an editor at the Blackboard.
The Blackboard, yes. The Blackboard newspaper. That's how I met him.
Yeah, he was running the Blackboard. I submitted a story. We had a couple of emails together. He was helping me promote Food Not Bombs, and then later on to Burrito Project. He came by to volunteer at some point with a Burrito Project, and we were friends. We became friends then. Later on, we started hanging out, and we got married.
Yeah. Hey, Real Talk listeners, if you miss any part of today's show, you can check out the Real Talk podcast available at forge1039.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, back to Real Talk. Well, show me some memories of you guys. I mean, you guys, when a couple decides, not only are we going to get married and create this family unit of love and support, but you're going to be involved in a project together like this, which requires a lot of selflessness, because like you said, every Sunday you got to be there for everybody like that. Tell me about your relationship and how this, how it worked out so great.
He was my biggest cheerleader. He was my sole advocate. He was like, we're going to make this happen. We're going to get the 501(c)(3). You're going to get the kitchen. Don't worry about it. And he would help me out. He was my rock. He made sure that, when I was feeling down, he would be like, no, get up.
Yeah.
We got this. We got this. It was really tough losing him. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No,
yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
I never expected to be a widow. It was difficult. When he passed, he took a big chunk of Burrito Project with him, too. So, it was really hard for me, especially for the first year, to do anything. So I was very fortunate that the volunteers showed their love, and they helped, and they stepped up, and, they lifted me up, too.
When did he pass away?
He passed away in August of 2019.
You continued on. Bakersfield Burrito Project is still moving forward. We're all looking out for you, and everybody out there listening to Real Talk from wherever you are, because whether you're listening to it on the terrestrial station here in Kern County or streaming from anywhere, go to our Forge 1039 socials and go on there. Like she said, there's going to be a Cash App of some sort, so you can donate.
The most heartbreaking part about leaving that office is where my husband passed away. He passed away in his office, which is now my office, and every Sunday we would all go in there and we would say hi to Jason. And now we're not going to have that option anymore.
Well, he's always going to be around. His memory lives on. He's going to live on through the work, through the love made in those burritos. It's going to continue to nourish our underserved community and our homeless out there who need our help out there. So Once again, I'm going to be sharing all that information on our socials. You can listen to this interview in its entirety on the Real Talk podcast.
Thank you very much.
You don't want to miss what happens next. Real Talk will return after the break here on Forge 103.9, A New Sound.